The views and opinions expressed on This Can't Be Adulting are solely those of the host and do not represent or reflect the views of any individual, organization, employer, or entity we may be affiliated with. The content of this podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. Listener discretion is advised. Yo, welcome to This Can't Be Adulting, the podcast where two guys who probably should have it all figured out absolutely don't.
Careers, money, relationships. No one handed us a manual, so we're figuring it out the only way we know how, with real talk, deep dives, and a whole lot of laughs.
I'm Herb.
And I'm Derek. And if you're out here wondering, am I doing this right? Trust us, you're not alone.
So hit play, relax, and let's figure this out together.
Yo, what it do? What it do? Welcome back, baby, to This Can't Be Adulting, the podcast where I didn't think that one through.
Two 40-year-old, yeah, we are 40.
Two
Two 40-year-old adults.
Hold on, Herb.
Okay.
Your birthday's coming up like next week, bro.
Bruh.
This man turning 41.
Yo.
We're going to have to change up all the freaking pamphlets and all of our promotions out there. Can't say two 40-year-olds anymore.
Yo, that's fair. That is fair. I didn't even think, dang, bro.
That's crazy, bro.
I was thinking more about having to, like, get the pens and the chairs and stuff.
Oh, you was thinking about AARP card.
Yeah, basically.
That's what you was thinking about. Basically. That's kind of where we at, dog.
But.
Which, another episode.
We getting there. We
getting there, man. Hey, episode 17, season 2. Yeah, there we go. My man got it now, man. He's working on his quadlingual, or however you say it.
All I can do is count.
All I can do is count.
Barely.
Man's like Count Dracula over here.
Barely.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yes. That's exactly what it's like.
Oh, shit, yo. So we out here recording on a bit of an odd day. It's been a busy week.
It's fair.
A lot of things have going on. World Cup mayhem.
Yeah.
Things have popped up, but we here.
We here,
bro.
We back.
Yo, we're like Old Faithful.
And
We're trying to be
again.
Old Faithful. And again. And you know what? We've been getting some compliments about how consistent we are.
Hey.
How consistent we are.
I think one of the bigger things in life as you're getting older is consistency.
Consistency. You know what's funny is that I got a theory about being great or being good at something, really good at something. To me, this is my personal opinion. You tell me what you think. It takes three things, right? Because I've thought about this before, just in my life. Like, how can I become good and great at anything? No matter what it is.
Yeah.
Be a good dog dad. I don't fucking know. Like, whatever. Lifting weights. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever it is.
For me, it's three pillars.
Okay.
Number one is consistency.
Okay.
All right? That's basic. And everyone's like, oh, that's all it should be. Consistency can mean a few things. Consistency doesn't mean, depending on what we're talking about, doesn't mean it's something that you do every single fucking day necessarily. Yes. Consistency is you do it enough where when and if you fall off, you always get back on the saddle at some point.
Yes.
And continue to do it.
Yes.
And continue to do
It's
it.
continuing.
It's continuing to do it. So if over a year, you fell off for a month, but you got back on it and you were at it for 11 out of 12 months, you were consistent. You're consistent.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I strongly believe you can't get that consistency without the second pillar. All right. So we're kind of going backwards, but consistency is all dependent on a sustainable track, a sustainable regimen. Okay. Right? Sustainability is important. What do I mean by that? I mean, if you're trying to achieve something that isn't sustainable, then you're not going to be consistent.
Yep.
It has to be sustainable with your lifestyle.
Okay.
Right? So, for example, you and I recording, we wouldn't be consistent if we didn't have a sustainable schedule with what we do. We record one episode a week. Yeah. If you and I were like, yo, we about to do 3.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work out.
Right.
It's not sustainable. Yeah. It doesn't fit into our lifestyle. That's not something that's sustainable.
Okay.
And I say this a lot to people that are like, oh, I want to get into my fitness journey. Like, what do I do? And blah, blah. And I'm like, first of all, do something that works for you to start off with. Yeah. Okay. Like, don't sit there and be like, I'm going to work 6-7 days a week, work out 6-7 days a week.
Everybody is like,
bro, you're about to fail.
Yeah.
You're about to fail.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you're not going to get the consistency.
Like I used to do.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah. Like, you can't do that. Or fitness, I'm going to cut out all sugars. Bro, chill. Yep. Like, let's be realistic about this. Yes. What is something that's sustainable?
That you actually can do.
That you can actually do.
Okay.
That can build consistency.
All right.
That will last you into the future.
All right.
Now, the third pillar, I think, is the most important one. I don't know how you feel about this because we've talked about this when we came to our Are We Too Hard on Ourselves episode. For me, it's self-compassion. What does that mean? Self-compassion is if and when you do fall off, because you inevitably will. You inevitably will miss. You inevitably will miss some time. Don't beat yourself up. All right. Realize that you're human.
Okay.
Hold yourself accountable. I'm not saying don't hold yourself accountable. There's a difference. Yeah. But just say, hey, you know what? I messed up. It's cool. I'll be back at it tomorrow. I'll be back at it next week. And when you're able to speak that way, when you're able to have that self-compassion, you can build something that's super sustainable that'll lead to consistency.
Okay.
And I think that's what we've done here
All right.
with this podcast. Because there's
Okay.
days that we've been like, yo, let's record on this day. And
Yeah.
then for some reason we can't, hey, man, this shit popped up. We're like, cool, no worries. It's not like we're looking at each other like, yo, what the fuck, man? What the fuck are we doing? We're like, hey, it's cool. We'll figure it out. We'll move it to another day. We'll move it to another day.
Yeah.
Because we missed a lot last season.
Yeah.
And so what's the difference this season?
Yeah, I mean, we make sure we put it out Monday. I think it goes back to your pillars. I think that I like the pillars, and I think the big thing for me, I would say, if I was to go 3 pillars, I would say consistency is 1, a plan is 2, and then discipline. And I think the big thing for me personally, is the discipline. Like, all right, regardless, at the end of the day, Monday, an episode has to come out.
Yeah.
No matter what, Monday, an episode has to come out. And I think that's where, like, all right, get that discipline going. And then we can work back to, like, all right, being consistent. And then right now we have a good plan.
We do.
I feel like we've kind of come to divide and conquer on some of the tasks and stuff. And I think we have a good plan. So
Season 1 was our rough draft when we were trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But it also takes some sacrifice. And I'm not saying we're taking massive sacrifices here. But for example, it is the World Cup right now. There's a really big game that I want to watch right now. And we're not watching it because, hey, duty calls.
Hey, man, it's Friday. It's a weekend.
Friday,
I'm trying to be laid up and stuff.
I know. I'm usually
Duty
chilling, but
calls.
we got to record. But recording
Duty
always
calls.
ends up being super fun anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still fun. It's still fun. And I think we're getting more and more, thanks to you all, I hope, and thanks for liking and commenting on Derek's post he seen yesterday as he promoted the show.
That's a pitch.
The podcast.
Big
Big
shout outs to Neha again.
Oh.
Thank you.
And be sure you get out and vote.
Yeah, vote. Hey, November elections. If you live in District 3 in Austin, vote for Neha, City Council. She's with it. We about to be out hitting these streets, canvassing, spitting that message, good messing, affordability first, immigrants matter, right? That's her message. So we'll be out there. So Neha, big ups. Thank you so much for giving me the platform yesterday at your official campaign launch party to pitch. I got to do a little bit better. It was very self-centered. I forgot to bring in my partner here and his name. But I did say 2 40-year-olds, but I didn't say Herb or my co-host. I was put on the spot. Oh, I got nervous.
And this message was brought to you by This Can't Be Adulting Podcast,
Yes.
proud sponsor of Nigga High campaign.
For ATX.
There we go.
City Council campaign.
Like you said, it is always fun. And I think today we have another intriguing episode.
Very intriguing that I'm surprised we didn't think about.
That we didn't think about
We
before.
never thought about it. It was like, whoa.
And then, as you know, this week we had an incident.
Yeah.
And it caused us to
Incident. I don't know if incident.
That's fair.
Incident seems a little like
yeah.
incident on aisle 9, clean up on aisle 9. That's what it sounds like.
like.
We had a good friend of ours who just went through a pretty shitty breakup. Yeah. Came out of complete left field, and so it dawned on us. And not that we're trying to make this. We spoke with our friend about this, and they were very open about us having this conversation. It's not even necessarily about that situation in general, but just breakups in general. We spoke about dating. We spoke about relationships, but How do you
even
handle
though
breakups?
we're unmarried, but at this age, I think both of us are starting to see, at least for myself, is personally with a lot of friends, are going through breakups.
And I think we can include divorces in that too.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not just a single or breaking up non-marriages. Like we talk about divorce as well. So yes, we're starting to see friends that are dealing with these issues, and it's like, dang.
And it's such an important conversation to talk about because it bleeds into what's the proper way to deal with a breakup nowadays? Mm-hmm. What's the proper way to do a breakup if there is one? Yeah. And how do you handle it?
Absolutely.
Right? And so, I don't know, it's just a fascinating topic that I'm shocked that we didn't have in our lineup.
I mean, but I think that's the great thing about this podcast and why it is so authentic.
Yeah.
And we shoot for it to be authentic is because we try to bring real life experiences
and situations
that we're dealing with that we probably understand that a lot of you as well are dealing with, and we want to bring that. Now I know this is a podcast with 2 gentlemen, so you're only going to get a male's perspective of breakups, but I do think it's a lot of value in just seeing it from the male perspective, and then we would love to hear some of our female listeners. Please comment and see where maybe we're crazy, or maybe something you learned, or maybe something you just
But we love the comments and we love the interactions.
Yes.
Let us know what's good. Herb, Do you remember the first time that you were broken up with, or
yeah.
you broke up with someone?
Oh, I remember the first time I got broken up.
Talk to us. Talk to us.
Man, I was in the 9th grade, and I was dating this girl at the time.
9th grade, so you were 14.
I was 14, and I was sitting. We were at a pep rally, and I was sitting in the bleachers, and my girlfriend at the time walks up to me and literally said, "Hey, I want to break up with you." And I'm like, "Wait, what?"
In front of everybody.
No, it wasn't in front of everybody. It was like her and I were kind of just talking like to each other, and she kind of gave me a note, and I like read it, and then she was like, "I'm breaking up with you." I'm like, "What the heck is going on?" Come to find out, she was about to date this older classman gentleman. He was like in the 12th grade or whatever.
Oh.
And yeah, she was older. We were both in the 9th grade, but she was older than me. But she was dating this 12th grade dude that she was gonna basically hook up with or whatever. But yeah, I remember her coming up and giving me that note and just telling me that stuff. And I just remember thinking like, bro, you women, y'all gonna have to pay for this.
Oh no,
y'all gonna have to pay for this.
So she created her.
Oh man, she created a monster,
her, bro.
She never again. I didn't cry or anything, but boy, my heart was hurt.
But you was hurt.
I was hurt.
Her was
bro,
hurt.
She hurt my. Kind of fun. It's funny because ended up dating this girl afterwards throughout high school. Once I got into like the 10th, 11th grade, and ended up dating her. But yeah, that was the first time I got broken up with. Created a monster. I remember it.
Oh, so I got so many questions because I'm fascinated to be in Herb's brain when it comes to relationships and the breakups because we're a little bit different. We've had different upbringings. You know what I'm saying?
And this is a little Herb too. Now I hadn't hit puberty yet. Yeah. I was
Dude
small.
was 140,
man, 5'2", 1. I wasn't even 140. I was 5'2", 92 pounds. 92 pounds.
And you was pulling older women?
I mean,
girls, I guess. Girls,
the boy still had
he
it.
Still
in
had
mind.
the game, though.
My body just wasn't developed there yet. My body just wasn't there yet. No. But yeah, bro, that hurt me, bro. That hurt me.
So I guess what did you? How did you handle that? Like, did you go home and listen to sad songs?
Yeah,
did you talk to anyone about it? Like, how did it go?
I wasn't talking to anybody about it, but I went home and listened to like some R&B jams.
Oh
yeah, I probably had some Tamia on. I listened to some Keith Sweat. Why me, baby? What did I do so wrong? Yeah,
nobody, baby.
Man, bro, that was really pumping at the time.
Right
I remember that song was at the skating rink, and that was the big thing to do was going to the skating rink.
Keith Sweat underrated, bro. Underrated.
Oh, very
underrated, bro.
Very.
That Keith Sweat album was shit, bro.
But yeah, that's what happened. That's how I handled it. I didn't talk. It wasn't like.
But you couldn't. So why didn't you talk to anybody? Did you like?
Because I was trying. I was. My pride. Come on, man. I wanted to be a player. I want to be like.
You wanted to be a player.
Yeah, so I couldn't be broken up with. That's crazy.
Where'd you get this messaging from, though?
Oh, just growing up, like man, it's just influences from my older cousins.
Sure.
And then also just like the cultural influence we see, TV. Movies, everybody wanted to be back, and then you wanted to be the cool, smooth guy.
So you couldn't. So essentially, you couldn't show emotions. Is really
no, heck no. That was never that. Yeah. Never let them see you sweat. Never let them see you sweat.
Even though you listen to Keith Sweat, you can't be sweating.
Don't be sweating. Even though you listen to Keith Sweat, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. But that is really what I held that forever, bro, for the longest.
And you were being serious when you said that it did affect the way you handle future relationships.
Oh yeah, yes. Now I don't know. I don't want to blame any of my
No, it's not blame. No.
But it did have me looking like, oh, I'm never gonna be like, I'm gonna be guarded a little bit here.
It's not about blaming anybody. Like it's not about that. But it's the way you reacted to it, and the way you reacted to it.
Normalized for me. I ain't saying it normalized, but it also was like. So that's what like people are gonna talk to other people like infidel. Like cheating is gonna be. Not normalized, but that's what people be doing. And I was like, all right, then that's how we doing
So you took that and you were like, bad. That's it.
Bad. What? When I got back with her, when I actually got back with her, oh, bro, I took her through the ringer.
Oh, you got back with her?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah, years later.
Oh,
I got back with her. Or we started dating for real at this time. Then the boy was starting to kind of
how old were you?
I was in the 11th grade, so it was 2 years later. But I had hit puberty. The
boy had some swag.
Boy was starting to get
one of the best athletes in Arkansas.
Yeah, they started to throw me a little play. I was like, boy, I took it down through there. She had to deal with that.
She did.
For years, I took it down till I got to college. Probably my freshman year of college.
That's crazy.
Eventually got to the point where she was like, all right, I'm done with this.
Yeah, you was just
and I was gone by then.
You was just fuck boy at her, bro.
Oh, what?
Before the word fuck, but damn.
Oh, man, I can't even tell you the things I was doing. It's crazy.
Bro.
I was with all that. all that.
All right. We got to delve into that.
Okay.
We got to delve into that in a little bit. Not a similar situation. Okay. I remember the first time that I like kind of was dating somebody, but not really. First of all, I was not you in high school. That's like I think I told you before. I lost my virginity when I was 18.
Yeah, okay.
I had my first kiss when I was 17. Essentially, for like when I say kiss, I mean like French kiss.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like,
you know what I mean? Like straight up make out. Yeah, straight up make out.
God dang.
I was terrified of girls. I was shy.
So crazy.
I was an athlete, but I was not shy as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because you know me in Austin. So.
Yeah. The boy ain't shy no more.
So it's different. I'm a great guy. But it was freshman year. I remember I was dating this girl, and I was dating her just because she was part of like the crew that I was with, and my boys were like dating the girls, and this was the one girl that like not the one girl that wasn't, but like she was pretty and like she liked me, so everyone was like, "You need to get with her. You need to get with her," and I was like, but deep inside, I was like, no. And it was because I didn't think she wasn't attractive.
You just wasn't ready.
I was like, nah, bro. It was the most cringe, awkward shit ever, bro. It was like I would walk her home. We'd like never kissed. And it was just the weirdest shit ever. And I don't even think it lasted like 2 weeks, bro.
That's a long, man. Yeah. Like 2 weeks, what?
I remember being on AOL. You remember AOL? Yeah. And like messaging her that I wanted to break up with her on AOL. Like, that's what I did, bro. It was
the text before the text.
In hindsight, and I remember she came on. It was like, you know how you hear the door when someone would come on after school, and I like sent her the message. And I remember trying to X out of AOL because I didn't want to get the response. Bro, so bad and so embarrassing, dog.
Yeah.
So embarrassing. But like, I was fucking 14 years old.
Right.
I was 14 years old. But I remember that. However, now my first like legit heartbreak though, when I tell you, man, similar to you, but I was a senior. I was already a senior in high school, and this is when I kind of but I busted out of my shell like end of junior year in high school. I was 6'2", 6'1".
Yeah.
I was captain of the soccer team.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I was cool with everybody and that shit. Cool. And then I met a girl that summer at camp. She was captain of the cheerleading team. And so her and I hit it off, and then we started dating my senior year, freshman year, and I was like my first legit girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like first kiss.
Yeah.
I ended up losing my virginity to her, but not until college because we went to college together.
Yeah.
And so, but man, I was like head over heels for her. I was like trusting in all shapes and form, but she had broken up with her ex, who was a year older than us, to get with me.
Yeah.
And so he was off in college, and when he would come back for like Thanksgiving. He'd come back for Christmas. Yeah. She was out tricking off with him.
I had a lot of those.
So she ended up breaking up with me, and I remember I was just like, "What the fuck?" Like heartbroken.
How did she do it?
Heartbroken. I can't even fucking remember. I don't know if we like talked. I honestly don't remember because that shit ended up being toxic because I took her back like 4 times, and we were on and off all senior year and pretty much all freshman year in college. Yeah. And so I just remember being like heartbroken. Like I definitely cried, bro. I definitely cried. 100%, bro.
Some Mary J. Blige, bro, not gonna cry no more,
bro. Like it was like, I think the crying actually was. I'm not even gonna get into that piece because that's a whole nother thing. But like I remember confiding with my boy definitely about this. But I remember that shit. And when I tell you, similar to you, that shit jaded me.
Okay.
That shit jaded me.
Okay.
Like, that's some serious shit. And by the way, for everyone listening, like, when we say this shit, we're not saying that we condone it or that it's like, oh, this is probably a good idea. We was young.
No. By no means.
This is just literally what happened. This is the experience. I was young and it jaded me. So similar to you, I got into the mindset, this is how girls are. So I'm going to get them before they get me.
That was my mindset. I'm getting you before you get me. I won't get got again.
And so that was kind of my mindset throughout college.
Now, another thing that played into this, I will say, is that options. As Chris Brown say, a man is as faithful as his options. I'm not saying I subscribe to that, old lady, if you watching. Yeah. But I'm just saying.
Now, we different now.
Now you starting to get, once you got to college, you playing ball, you getting a lot more options. Options thrown at. Now I got people throwing it at me, and I'm like, what? I don't even know how to handle this. So, like, it made it easier for me to be like, I'm about to be, even if I'm in a relationship, I'm out doing things that I probably shouldn't be doing. But yeah.
Yeah. But just thinking of the breakup particularly, like, that was a really fucking rough breakup.
How long did you think it took you to get over it? I know y'all went back and forth.
It took me, we got back, we were back and forth until the end of my freshman year. I remember May of the end of my freshman year, before I was going off to Europe for a soccer tournament, we had broken up, And I remember we broken up, and I remember just feeling it. We broke up because she was like, you know, my ex is always going to be around, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, that was when I was just like, it just broke in me. I was just like, yeah, you're right. And I was just like, I don't even like this girl anymore, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And so she felt me pull back, and I remember her trying to come back, and I was like, yo, I'm good. Legitimately, I'm good. I don't want to be with you ever again.
Yeah.
And I remember that distinctly. So it took me, that whole 2 years was tumultuous, man. The jealousy that arose in me, like all of that, bro. It's just like, and so a lot of how I was in future relationships was because of that first relationship.
Dang, bro, I didn't even think of that. Like,
yeah, bro.
Dang. I mean, not saying that like you crazy or any of your relationships. I don't think you've ever shown jealous. Like, I've never seen that from you personally, but like I can see how that could shape you going forward through
no, but you've seen me be fucking a little crazy, a little.
I mean, you know, everybody, you know
with that one relationship.
You know, people different in different, relationships.
And that one relationship
kind of bubbled up a lot of those
bubbled up a lot of that shit.
Yep.
Like hardcore, because there was just a lot of similarities in that.
What the, like,
I was like, damn, bro, why am I acting so jealous and crazy and shit like that? It was wild. So, you know, I didn't even think this conversation was gonna go down that route, but now it's like bringing a lot of things like, fuck, man, like I ended up being the way I was in a lot of my relationships after that because of that first relationship. Yeah. It was like this jaded type of thing, and while I did get over the person,
right,
I never forgot about what happened to me.
Yeah, the scar still remained. How she
treated me.
Yes.
How and again, I'm not putting any blame. She was young. We were young.
Right.
We were young and dumb. Like,
did you follow with her now, like recently or later?
I mean, she's married. She got married. She has
to
kids.
That guy though.
No. She's married to some other cat. Got married. Her kids. I mean, obviously we don't talk or anything like that. But like, I think we're like LinkedIn connections or something.
Yeah. Okay. Like, no, baby. She about to learn about this podcast though.
Yeah,
she about to learn.
Yeah, maybe.
We out here doing big things now. Yeah, she got to respect Derek.
Yeah. But no, it was just. It was interesting how
that relationship,
and how that breakup felt, and how that ended up. That ended up like, it almost felt like it went into my fibers for like a long time after that.
Yeah, you know like set the foundation of who you are in a relationship.
Of who I was in a relationship.
Dang,
right?
Man,
it was intense. It was intense for sure.
In college, I dated. I had 3 girlfriends in college, and they overlapped the whole time. But not as I got them, they overlapped.
Yeah,
but the last one I could remember ending or having, and then it going post college, and then I feel like in that relationship we went through 2 rounds of or 2 things where she broke up with me one time, and that really crushed me, and then we got back together years later, and I broke up with her. But I remember her breaking up with me. Now that was the first time. This was post college, just as I was moving to Austin, and basically she was living in Dallas. I moved from LA to Austin, so now I'm like 2.5 hours away from her. So her and I would go back and forth to her. I was making all the effort to go see this girl. And then one time the last time she was coming here. No, the first home. Let me go back how this actually go. When I was moving from LA to Austin, I stopped in Dallas to visit her at the time. And the first night I get there, bro, I'm laying in bed with her. Her roommate walks in, and I could hear somebody behind her roommate, kind of like what, like it was kind of weird. And her roommate's like calls her name out, like, "Hey, can you come to the door?" And she does. She's like, "What?" Her dude at the time walks in, and I'm laying in the bedroom, on the bed, like in my underwear.
She was cheating on you.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And I was like, as soon as I knew the dude, we looked at each other, and he just walked out, and I was like. And I knew who he was.
Oh, shit.
As soon as I saw, like, oh, that's her boy. Like, that's who this dude is. Like, I knew who this dude was. So that happened, and then a few months later, she came, and we ended up officially breaking up. But that hurt me, bro.
Yeah.
That kind of re-scarred me for it because this dude was older. He was well established in his profession. So it'd been like a guy working at like a tech company at the time. Making, 80, 100K at the time in Dallas. And I'm like trying to figure out what my career is. And she was like basically saying like, I'm leaving you to be with this dude because he's established. Yeah. And I was like, bro, that hurt me that took that for a while, bro.
Damn.
For a while. So then years later, decades later, time later, we got back together, and then I ended up breaking up with her. So then I got my get back. Again.
But it ain't about the get back.
It was not about that. I did it wrong. I will say all that was behind me, but I will say that was probably the breakup once I gotten older. that like really affected me, being like, dang, like that hurt. It took me years to get over that one, I would say.
That's crazy.
Even though it wasn't like I wasn't dating other girls at the time, but
Yeah.
like it was still like, yo, that took a while.
I think what I'm more curious about is why we handled the breakups the way we did. You know what I mean? That's what I'm curious to know. And I think that the big thing is here, and more so what I want to discuss is like nobody, I didn't really talk to anybody about it like that in depth, and nobody's ever taught me like, hey, it's okay to feel hurt. It's okay for all this.
You're a man.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to express these emotions. And there's even a sense of like, as a male, if one of your homeboys come to you with female problems, like, I feel like I'm open and I'm welcome to hearing it out, but I don't think that every male is open to like hearing out those type of.
Bro, I was having a conversation with big shout outs to Ramona, always shouting out another loyalist.
Love out here.
She be killing it. But we were having this conversation yesterday just about this. I'm like, yo, there's certain things that I don't feel comfortable talking to my guy friends about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, now with that said, I hope my guy friends can feel comfortable with me. I feel like I've been very open, but I do know there's just certain things where if I say it, I know some of my guy friends, I'm not gonna say all of them. Some of them might be like, bro, like what you worried about?
Yeah.
I feel more comfortable with females in those situations.
Expose those emotions.
Yeah, be a little more vulnerable because they're like, oh shoot, and I want to buck that tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to be able to talk to the homies and be like, oh bro, I'm fucking hurting about this shit, and not feel judged, and not be like, oh, stop being a little bitch, but like. This is how we grew up. This is the culture. And the millennials, I feel like Gen Zers might be a little better at it. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
But I think as millennials, we're kind of stuck in the middle of like, yo, again, pull your stuff by the bootstraps.
Yep.
And also understanding that there's something a little off about this. This might not be the right way to handle things.
Yeah.
And so, I think a lot of the way that I handled breakups, being broken up with and even breaking up with people is because I was never taught. And again, I don't think there's ever a right way, but there is a better way than some of the ways we've handled them.
What do you think is an appropriate way to, as an adult, to break up with someone nowadays?
I don't think there's an appropriate way. Like I said, I don't think there's an appropriate or right way. I think there's always a better way because breakups suck, man. Rejection sucks. Humans don't like rejections.
If it's
Boy,
only
woman, male, we don't like rejection.
If it's only a better way, like how can you, if it's always going to be a better way, then how do you settle on a way to do it if you
So
want to
here's a problem. It all depends also. I am no love doctor, clearly. I'm single right now, dog. So take this with a grain of salt. I'm just trying to rationalize and reason.
Yeah.
Again, y'all understand what this podcast is about. Like, we don't fucking know. We're just having this conversation because we want it to be a live dialogue.
Yeah.
I think there's multiple variables coming in place. How long has a relationship been going on for?
That's fair. Truly
How
fair.
long has this?
Truly fair.
For example, I very recently was talking to a female.
Yes.
For like 2 months. We were talking virtually for 2 months.
Yeah.
We had done a couple virtual, and it wasn't because we didn't want to meet up. She was out of the country.
Yeah.
I liked her, and I thought I liked the idea of her, I think. And I had convinced myself that, this is cool. And there was nothing that she did wrong or anything like that. And we weren't together, obviously.
Yeah.
We met once in person when she finally got back. And I think I was kind of holding on to the whole, like, let me meet her in person first. I haven't met her in person, even though something in me felt like, I feel like this is more like a friendship type of thing. But I know she's not going to accept a friendship type of a thing. And even that was brutal. Just to break that off.
Yeah.
Bro, it was brutal.
How did you do it?
She felt blindsided. She felt all this. And I was like, I called her.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, hey, like, wanted to talk to you about something. Like, I know we've been talking for 2 months. Look, I don't know if I'm into you in that way. Oh. And I don't want to continue leading you on in any way. Not that I was leading you on before. Like, I did like, it's nothing that you did.
Yeah.
But I want to be shut up. Like, I'm an adult. I'm 40 years old. I'm not going to ghost you. I'm not going to do that. Yeah.
I'm going to give you the respect.
Like, I'm going to give you the respect because you're a wonderful human being. And she is, not even was, is. I'm sure she still is.
Yeah.
But bro, that shit sucked, man. Like that shit was like awkward and cringe. Because
I think that's the thing to take away. Not to interrupt there.
Go.
All breakups, and I think that's what a lot of times, and I even think it of, and I've done breakups the wrong way, and I feel like I've done breakups the right way, and I think it ultimately came down to the fact of the matter is that, like, understanding, like, no matter the way that you do this, the person's feelings are going to be hurt. So you can't. There is no, I'm going to do this in a way that I don't hurt this person's feelings. All you're going to be doing is avoiding you having to be present, hurting that person's feelings or seeing how that person's feelings are hurt by not doing it in person. But I feel like any respectable relationship, breakup should be, if logistical, like, longest if you could do that logistically speaking, but should be done in person. Like if you had a relationship in person, then the breakup should be in person.
Sure.
If you had a virtual relationship, then it could be virtual. But I feel like however the relationship, what level it was at, that's how the breakup
100%. Oh, I agree with you on that. That's hard because there are very few people that aren't people pleasers in some level. It's a spectrum. There's just people pleasers, and then there's people that really don't give a fuck. But in some way, we as human in our evolution, in our fiber, in our bodies, we want to be accepted by the tribe. That's just it. And so at some point, if you're dating someone, that person's in your tribe. And even though you don't want to be with them anymore, you also don't want to come off like a piece of shit, like an asshole. I'm assuming women too.
You don't want to be. You're not trying to create an enemy.
You're not trying to create an enemy, and so it's hard. And the reality is, most of us kick the can down the road. Most of us bitch out because we don't want to also feel the hurt that they're gonna feel. And I think my recommendation is like, you got to buck up and do it. Like if this person really meant something to you, this person really meant something to you. Now, why I say it's like a nuance, like it's also multiple variables. It's also like, how long were you together? How open was the communication? Is this really coming out of left field? And the reason we say this is because our friend that just went through this was out of left field. 5 years, crazy.
Came home, chick.
Like boom. It was like, why was there not any communication? And I've been there too. It's like, how is this happening? Like this, everything was, for me, for one instance, for example, I can think of one thing again. I wasn't actually in a relationship with this person, but we shared something for like 2 months that was very intense. And we met in person. I flew to go meet her and the whole thing. And then she ghosted me. And this was very recently too. It was like probably 2 years ago. And honestly, bro, I was hurt. I was like,
what the hell?
And it wasn't that I was hurt because,
you want to hurt this badly, or
it wasn't that I was hurt because she didn't want to talk to me anymore or do this. Like, to be honest with you, logistically, I understood. Like, we lived 1,000 miles away from each other. Like, for me, it was more like, yo, we talked every day. We shared a lot. We were vulnerable with each other. You couldn't even call me and give me a 10-minute conversation and be like, yo, like, this just isn't going to work out. I got too much shit going on. You live there. I would have been like, you know what? You're right. That makes sense. Like, this sucks. Like, I like you, but, like, I get it.
Thank you for being honest. Most people don't think that that's the way the reception would be. And do most adults feel like that's not the reception that we will get? Is the understanding of, you know what, that makes sense. It hurts, but a rational response. And I think in our head we think that like if we're gonna break up with this person, it's about to be like crazy and they're gonna go all crazy. And how am I gonna deal with that? And I feel like why is it that whenever we've gotten broken up with, we typically aren't irrational, but whenever we're breaking up with somebody, we think that other person.
Here's my theory, and I say this theory based off of, again, going back to the girl that I broke something off. Again, we were in a relationship, but it just like broke off like talking. I was building up in my head as to what her reaction would be, and I also was worried that there were going to be questions about, but why, what happened, and I didn't have a good answer. And so I didn't want to be put with my back against the wall trying to answer why, and I didn't have a good answer. And I think sometimes in a lot of breakups, we don't have a good answer. Sometimes we do. Sometimes it's like, yo, bro, like you've been a piece of shit or whatever the case is. But sometimes it's just like, yo, I'm just not feeling you, and that hurts more.
It does.
Than we drifted apart, or you've done X, Y, Z, you're not listening. It hurts more to tell someone, yo, I'm just not into it.
Because because then a lot of breakups, the cliches phrase, it ain't me, it's you. Sorry, it's not you, it's me. It's not you, it's me.
And people think that's bullshit, but sometimes it's the reality.
It may be, it's not you, it's me. However, what the me is that I'm not into you.
Yes, correct.
And that's kind of where it's like, oh, so you're not gonna be into me? Because I'm telling you, like in the times that I've been broken up with, I definitely took it as, oh, so you're not into me. Now I'm not gonna spaz out. I'm not gonna be irrational. And I will say in those times, it was never out of left field. Like, our friend had the experience. It made sense, kind of like what you're saying. But still, though, I took it as, you got something on me. Like, I took it personal. I mean, I guess everyone's going to take it that way.
Here's why I say that there's never going to be a right way or an appropriate way to do it. There's only going to be the best way you possibly can. Because having an appropriate or right way makes the assumption that both parties are responsible, mature rational people.
Yes.
And the reality is,
That
you might
ain't
get
humans.
one of those.
Those are not humans.
You are not going to get two of them.
Absolutely.
So someone's going to overreact, underreact, and so it's just not going to work out. So I think the best thing you can do is just try to be honest.
Yes.
As honest as you can.
There we go.
Even though you think it's cringy, you don't know what the response is going to be. Like, that's the best you can do. At the end of the day.
Is it appropriate? Is it okay to say, "Oh, I'm not attracted to you anymore," or "I'm not in love with you anymore," or
yeah,
"I don't believe in your ideology anymore"? Like,
I think it is. They're not attracted to you anymore. It's tough. That's a tough pill to swallow. Right. I think it depends on the person. If you think the person can take it, if you think it makes sense, like, because then you also don't want to be downright mean and be like, I think you're fucking ugly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gonna be doing shit, even if that's what you think.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be a way to meet in the middle. But I think all those things are appropriate. And again, it depends. I hate that that's the answer, but when I say it depends, like, how long have you been in a relationship? Yeah. If you've been in a relationship for a year plus, why hasn't there been communication in between? Yeah. Why hasn't there been communication? And maybe there has.
Yeah.
And maybe there has. You know, for example, that really toxic relationship that I was in fucking almost 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, that was a buildup. Like, that shouldn't have come out of left field for her when I broke up with her.
Yeah.
I think she probably thought it came out of left field because she never thought that I would do it.
Yeah. Yes.
But it was like,
it was
a fucking crazy buildup.
Yeah,
it was like, yo, I've asked you, I've told you how many of these things bother me.
Yeah.
And I've told you
why.
And I've told you why. And I've also told you, can you work on those? If you can't, cool. Just tell me that you can't work on them and that's not you. And then let me be the deciding factor. Let me decide whether this is for me or not.
Yeah.
But every time I would say something, oh, you're right, babe, I'll work on that. And she never did.
Because nobody wants to be like, oh, I can't work on this or I can't do this. When in practicality, you could not do this. And it's you gotta be comfortable. And I think it's going to adults, relationships, whether that's professional relationships, personal relationships, your job. You have to be honest with yourself and what you can do and what you can't do. And if you can't do it, say something.
It's hard, bro. This shit's not hard. I mean, it's just hard.
I'm talking from a relationship. This is easy because I'm in a relationship, so it's easy to be like, oh, this is the way to do it. I understand what you're saying there.
No.
It's not easy.
No, and I don't mean that to say like, oh, I just mean like relationships, like you said, professional, any of that shit, all that is work.
Yes.
And when something is work, that means it's going to be hard. Yep. And you're bringing two different worlds completely together and you don't want to hurt the person. This shit's hard. So what we're saying isn't like, oh, this is easy. You just got to do X, Y, Z. We understand it's hard, but you got to suck. I kind of want to see you got to suck it up.
Yeah.
If you truly cared for this person, if you truly, truly care for this person, you gotta man up, woman up, and be honest, I think. Because at the end of the day, and this is our common theme in our podcast, what I always say that I want us to be on our podcast. Authentic, bro. Be genuine.
Yeah.
I think people underestimate the power of honesty and truth.
Yes.
And just being upfront with somebody. And while it might hurt,
in the moment, only in that
down
moment.
The road, that person is probably gonna be like,
crazy, mad respect.
Yeah,
like, man, the courage it takes to be honest with somebody is way more than the cowardice it takes to be, invasive and beating around the bush with somebody, stringing someone along,
or go cheating and stuff, and like pushing away, and again, I have been very guilty of poor breakups myself, and I'm not saying that
both sides.
I've been poor.
And I would even say that I've been the wrong 8 out of 10 of the times.
Yeah, I would agree.
I was in the wrong.
I would agree. I would say probably I'm a 6, 7 out of 10. I've just been wrong in the way it's been about, and because I've been a bitch. I've been
that's what it is.
Just what it is. I've been a bitch about it.
End of the day, that's exactly what it was.
And I'm trying to change the leaf with that stuff. Like even like I told you that I had started dating recently, where I was going on the dating apps. Talking to when you're dating, you're weighing your options, right? So you're talking to multiple people. That's just the reality of it on these apps. Like I'm
rightfully so
5 or 6 girls. Like, hey, what's up? Let's meet. Blah blah. Feeling it out. Even though there was nothing, even though we never met, even that's a little brutal to be like, hey, you know what? I'm actually gonna go this way, but I do it every single time. And you know what? Every single time with these chicks, and most of the time I'm texting with them. I'll send them a voice note. I sent a couple of them a voice note. And I was like, I've actually met someone that I'm going to work this through. I wanted to be an adult. I didn't want to ghost you. I know how the world is with all this shit. Every single one of them responds back positively.
And you're talking about 2-minute voice note.
2-minute voice note.
2 minutes. Like, it literally, and that's the one thing as I've gotten older with some of the breakups that I feel like I've done properly is that I went into the mindset of like, I'm about to have a conversation with this person. It might be, 10 minutes. It might be an hour. It might be 3 hours that this person's going to cry and I'll have to sit over here, whatever it may be. But I felt like at the end of it, like, when I leave out of this, it's only going to be 3 hours. And that's the better way to do it than me stringing this person along for days, weeks, months, years on end.
Yep.
When I know at the end of it, this is not the person. I'm just stringing this person along.
Correct.
So, man, 2 minutes is all it takes.
Yeah, and 2 minutes I'm talking about to people that there was no commitment. They were just talking at an app. That's what I mean. But to your point, when it's like a legit relationship long term, it might be an hour. It might be 3 hours. There's a lot of shit might have to hash off. There's a lot of questions that might need to be answered. And it might be one of the most uncomfortable 3 hours of your life.
It's gonna be. That's
what comes with the territory. And I think that's the reality of it. Like, we all want the relationship. We all want the horse and carriage and the rainbows and butterflies. But we don't want the shit that comes with it, the work that comes with it, and the work that comes with getting out of it.
Yeah. Now, one thing we didn't touch on, and I think this is something that a lot of our peers are going through at this time, is like, what do you owe to the friends and family of the person that you break up with?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Like,
that's a good one.
How do you even deal with that?
I think it's on a case by case basis, on a person basis. Who be it for me to tell you how to handle that situation? Right. I can only tell you how I want to handle the situations. Personally, I probably not. I don't want to have any communication with family or friends of theirs. But again, it depends. Like, how close were we?
Yes.
Like, what did we share? Like, it's such a depends kind of.
You gotta get out of all the family group chats.
It's
all the friend group
tough.
chats.
I mean, I think personally, like, if there is no true inherent value that they bring to your life,
if you don't have that personal,
then I don't see why you keep them around in your life. Like, it's easier to just move on from a relationship and to cut all ties. And I know, I feel like girls are going to be like, well, why can't you stay friends with exes and blah, blah. And it's like, come on now. Come on now.
I ain't with that either.
You know what I mean? Like, come on now. And
yeah, come on now.
I have a particular situation right now. My mom's cool. One of my exes too cool. And I'd be like, Mom,
come on now.
It's chill, dog.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what we doing?
But yeah, but the parents do come, because I know with a lot of my exes and stuff, they have relationships, or not say a lot of them, but I can think of a couple of my exes who had a relationship with my family and friends, and it was, it is an odd thing to, how do you sever those ties? Like, I've had exes that still have relationships with my family and friends, and we weren't together anymore, and it is kind of odd. But I will also say that's my advice, and that everybody got to get cut off.
Everybody got cut off
around like that. You're just opening up the possibility nothing's gonna because it's gonna
everything
come from
friends,
that.
everything.
You gotta cut
All
it.
right, so I'm gonna push back on that.
Okay.
All right.
Who
did I just bring up? Ramona.
Yeah.
You know how I know Ramona?
No.
Her roommate in college is my college sweetheart.
That's okay.
That's my college sweetheart.
Okay.
So, like, her and I, that was probably the longest.
But you don't have a still relationship with the roommate anymore. But so I'm saying that's fine.
I
that's
know.
totally fine.
Oh, okay, I got you.
That's totally fine. I'm just saying, friends and family. If I bring, if I'm in a relationship and I bring you in and you're friends now with my partner, then when we break up, bro, you got to make a decision. Like, it ain't. You got to leave too. We broke up with her. We all broke up with her. Now, in this unique situation, God forbid if me and my girlfriend, that ain't happened. But y'all were friends prior.
Yeah, we were.
It's completely different.
Yeah,
but in a situation where you got to make a choice on the podcast. What about the podcast, Eric?
He's putting the podcast on fucking ransom, bro.
I thought we had something special. What about the podcast?
Look at all this.
You gonna throw this away? All of this? But I think like that is. I always think about that, like the friends and family and breakups, like because at this age, I mean, a lot of like I say, it's
that's a great point, man.
And I'm just thinking of like reason why we had this conversation is our incident that happened with our friend. She obviously had relationships with the friends and the family members of her ex, and I mean they're reaching out and they're saying stuff to her, and you're like, what do they say, and what does she say back?
Yeah,
and how long does this go on?
That's brutal, bro.
How long does it go on before you got to be like, fuck y'all and him, everything
all y'all
rolled in on?
It's crazy.
Because at some point it got to come, but I feel that way. I mean, I feel like you have to sever ties with everybody involved and move forward.
What do y'all think? Do you
Yeah.
sever ties with everybody that's related to the person that broke up with you and
Mm-hmm.
you broke up with? Like, how does this even work out? And this is the thing. There is no one answer, bro. It's
Oh,
not
absolutely
one-dimensional. It's multidimensional. There's variables, variants in place. There's nuance to all of this. And so, again, like, there is no right way for any of this, I feel like.
I think the only thing is just to be. The only thing you can really do if you're breaking up with someone is to try to be cognizant and I know it's like the golden rule, treat people how you want to be treated. And I think I heard someone say the platinum rule is not, don't treat people how you want to be treated. Treat people how they want to be treated. And think about that and take it but in this case, it's just thinking about like, if we've been together for a while, you owe them a conversation in person. Like,
100%.
if you can, long as that is something that can be handled amicably, like there's not going to lead to no domestic issues or anything like that. But I do think you owe the person.
There's a caveat to that too, because if you are in a long committed relationship with them, this shouldn't be something that comes out of left field. Like, y'all should be having conversations, open communication.
No, they shouldn't be
all the time.
blindsided.
There should be like, I don't know what. Hey, something's popping. This just kind of bothering me. I wanted to talk.
Yeah.
Y'all got to figure this out. Like, for some shit to come out of left field. And I've been guilty of this. I'm not saying I'm not absolving myself. I'm not claiming like, I've been guilty of this. But like, communication is so fucking key.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even tell you how much, like, how do you expect to build a life with somebody if you aren't communicating at every fucking corner?
Well, that's just, and how, I mean, I don't even think that's just in a relationship, but that's just in general. Whether you're communicating with your
friendships.
Yeah, friendships, your family. How do you communicate with your loved ones? How do you communicate, in relationships? How do you communicate with friends and family? How do you communicate professionally? It's always going to fall back to you will hope that you built this foundation of communication within this relationship that y'all could have that type of hard conversation. But I know that's easier said than done.
When do you think that your mentality changed to where you are today? Like, when did this happen? Because obviously we started the conversation with when you were young and you were like, I was out here gonna get me. I mean, same with me, but I'm curious to know when you think that transition happened.
I would say in this most recent relationship, like coming out of my previous relationship, getting into this most recent relationship, I think there was a lot of growth that went from like not being so self-centered and being more focused on, all right, what's the goal here? I think a lot of times I was in relationships in the past where I didn't have a goal and plan or a plan in place for where did I want this relationship to go. I was just going with it. So this is the first one I feel like starting to be more mature with the relationship, starting to think more long term and think about like what's the goal of this, where before that was not the case.
No, you were just like a fart in the wind.
Bro, I mean, like, again, I'm talking about being, late 30s that I came to this revolution. Or
how long you been in this
maturity.
relationship for now?
Well, I was about to say, let me do
3
the math.
years? 4 years?
41 minus 30. About 4 years.
4 years, okay.
4 years.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years. 4
So
5
it took
years.
you a little bit. Men are a little slower. I will say that.
Absolutely. This
Men
one
are-
right here is way slower than I told you I was a late
It
bloomer.
was a late bloomer.
Oh, hey, I'm late blooming.
I feel you because I feel kind of similar with me too. Just like it was kind of my late 30s type of a scenario that it ended up happening. I mean, I'm not even proud of the way that I broke up in my last relationship, to be honest with you, bro. And I was like 37.
Oh yeah, I was
38.
terrible in the previous relationship that I broke up with. I did not do
even
it the
good.
right way.
Yeah.
At all. But I was gonna say was that one of the things that helped me become more mature in how I went about relationships is being around someone like yourself and some of our other friends, because bro, y'all the first friends I've ever been around who, for the most part, I think most of the friends that we've been around are committed individuals. Where prior to this, I had been around nobody. That was not a single relationship that I could point to in my life outside of my best friend,
Right.
where it was 100% committed relationship.
Yeah.
And so just seeing like how other people went about it, thinking about it. And I remember like first times asking you like, had you ever cheated on this person or cheated on you? Like, oh hell no, I'm just gonna break up with her. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Blew your mind.
Blew my mind, bro. Blew my mind. This is back when Derek was the black guy with the shit in his head. So I was like, what is wrong with this black dude? He definitely got some shit in his head. He definitely has some shit in his head, because I has never heard that answer
Yo,
before.
for as much of a fuckboy as I was, I learned when I was 21 because I did cheat. And that was the worst feeling when I cheated.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm never again going to do that. Now, it didn't stop me from, fucking around in terms of just like when I was single,
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that. But
yeah.
I did even came to Austin at 27. I was like, you did. I remember asking, and I was like, nah, bro, I don't cheat. Like, I'm just gonna break up with him. Like, there's no point.
Yeah.
I might as well just be single.
Yeah.
Like that,
Yeah.
I haven't done since I was 21.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was for me a little bit of growth. Doesn't mean that I've always treated women the right way or been honest, but I definitely never cheated since
Yeah,
then, and I've
yeah.
been in multiple
No,
relationships. That's
I
just,
can-
bro. It's just again, if you think if you claim to love somebody and care for somebody, like why would you even do that? And breaking up can be the hardest thing in the world again.
Yeah.
But if that's really what you about that
Yeah.
life, then just break up and go home and go be
Man,
single, bro.
Again, I mean, I can't tell you when I was young and in that lifestyle and why you wouldn't break up with the person, but it absolutely you should break up with the person.
Yeah.
But like I would say, just being around good, positive relationship influence individuals will also help with that maturity level as well.
So let me end with this. I agree with you. Let me end with this before we're already kind of at time. It's fantastic. Like this conversation was fascinating, but how would you talk to your future kids about breakups? Is that a conversation you'd like to have with them? You think you should have with them? Like, what are you thinking? Because again, I think how you and I ended up handling this stuff is because no one talked to us.
Yeah, I was not. My mom was not. I mean, occasionally when my mom knew I was just being a fuck boy, she would step in and be like, "Hey, don't treat women like don't get that like don't have this girl strung out here thinking this. Either break up with her, let her go, or basically just saying break up with her, let her go because you don't want to be with her.
Right.
But I would definitely say I would want to have that conversation with my kid in the sense of I want to teach you about not even, and I think this is, breaking up is a part of life. And the earlier I can teach you about how to handle these things, because again, you're going to be in a situation where you're not just breaking up with relationships, but maybe you have to resign from a job. At the end of the day, you already mentioned it, it's going to fall back on communication. And I need to teach you how to properly communicate through these type of situations. I think that's what I would try to communicate to my kids. That's the comment or the conversation I would want to have.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you. I think it all comes down to being a role model. I think for our young boys, they need men, good, positive male role models. I think the women and mothers are absolutely very important too.
Absolutely.
Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
But men, we need boys. We need men to step up, and this is the proper way to handle it.
Conversation.
It's gonna hurt. It's okay. You can feel the feels you got to feel.
Yeah,
it's important as shit.
Absolutely.
So I hear you on that. Ladies, what do you think? How do we do?
Chime in, yeah.
We about to get roasted.
Right.
Was that cringe?
Just as we was turning the corner.
Yeah, was that cringe?
They're like, nah, I knew something was wrong with that guy. That's the AI Herb over there.
That's AI Herb.
Okay.
Trying to be authentic Derek here, though. Trying to be authentic. I said some shit that I didn't think I was going to say today. It was said. Y'all know about my skeletons now.
Yeah. Drop the comment. Let us know where we wrong at.
Holla. All right, man. Let's jump into one of our favorite segments here. A little facts of the day. What you teaching us? What you teaching the folks today?
So a couple weeks ago I spoke about the World Cup trophy.
Yeah.
And how there's only one. Now here we go to this. Did you know that the trophy has been stolen twice? Twice.
When?
Twice. The first time happened in 1966 in England, just months before the World Cup was held there. The trophy was on public display at a stamp exhibition in London, where it was brazenly stolen. It vanished for several days, sparking a massive police investigation, and was ultimately recovered, guess how? By a dog named Pickles. Pickles, who sniffed it out wrapped in a newspaper under a hedge in a South London suburb. Pickles went on to become a national hero overnight.
And that's why England won the World Cup that year.
Yeah, 1966.
England, the only World Cup England has was in England. And
it was in
because
England.
Pickles found that fucking
Pickles
World
found
Cup.
the trophy. Second time this happened, the theft occurred, was in 1983 in Brazil, where the trophy was being held, kept after Brazil earned the permanent possession of the original Jules Rimet trophy by winning it 3 times. This time the trophy was never recovered. It is widely believed that the trophy was melted down by thieves and sold as gold, but Brazil has kept a replica of the trophy ever since.
Oh shit! So the trophy we have now isn't the original?
No,
because it was stolen.
Yeah. That one they didn't get that one back.
Well, it's because Pickles was dead.
Damn it, Pickles went to Brazil.
Pickles would have found that shit, man.
If they would have had a
El
Piquet.
They would call him Pepino over there.
Oh, El Pepino. Go over here and look for the trophy.
Bro, that's hilarious.
2 times.
2 times.
2 times.
All right. All right, interesting. I like that. In the honor of World Cup stuff. All right, mine's actually relatively fast. I don't have too much details on this, but I did find this fascinating. It's a science-based fact. It's not a space-based fact. But did you know that if you were to list every species out that has ever existed on planet Earth, from the tiniest mold spore to the largest animal, everyone ever existed, okay, biologists estimate that somewhere around 99.9% of those species are extinct.
Wait, what?
99.9% of all species on this
that
planet
we hear
that
now
have ever lived are extinct.
Yeah, so like all the species that us right here, right now,
It's 0.1%.
0.1%.
0.1%.
The things that have lived before, but I guess it's just so many different, like it's just so many small organisms.
So many, yeah.
Okay. Because I'm like, wait, so they don't even exist. We're 0.1% of. Damn, that on Earth.
The amount of species, animal species that have been discovered is 8.7 million total animal species on Earth that have been discovered today.
That don't even sound like a lot.
Roughly 86% of land animals and 91% of marine animals remain undiscovered. That's the thing.
Wait, what? How many?
Undiscovered. 86% of land animals and 91% of marine animals
How
remain
can there be
undiscovered.
that many land?
The biodiversity is insane.
Okay.
The small ones.
Okay.
And the reason why this sparked this is because I was listening. I've listened for some reason. I listened to a couple of science podcasts. And this past week, two separate of them were talking about the definition of species, and it's really hard to define what a species is if it comes down to whether species can mate. Because you look at a fucking Chihuahua and a German Shepherd, you're like, how the fuck are they the same species? But they're dogs, they're canines. They can technically inseminate each other and have babies and stuff. So it was very interesting, and so I started thinking about it, and I'm like, how many species are there? And a lot of them, they were like, there's so many species that we don't even know. There was an episode that I was listening to, the podcast, of a guy going to New York Central Park to try to uncover new species of fruit flies. And they were like, we're going to find it. In New York City, you would think that. Have they not discovered them all?
Yeah, right.
They were like, nah, we believe that there's going to be some new species we're going to discover in Central Park. So, bro, like the shit that we don't know.
Yeah.
And also the amount of species that have survived.
Yeah.
I mean, that have lived in 3.5 billion years that have already died. That's what they're talking about. That's why it's 99.9% of species that have ever lived currently and before are extinct and dead.
Got you.
3.5 billion years, man.
That's crazy. Dang.
That's fucking crazy, right?
Man. And we out here putting this podcast on weekly.
Here. But we're two species. Well, we're a species, and we're crushing it, right?
Yeah, we 0.1% of the 1%. That's what we're trying to get to.
That's what we're trying to get to, bro.
We're just trying to uphold the 0.1% of the 0.1% of the 0.1%.
That's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to be great. We're just trying to be great.
Yo, well,
hey, I appreciate it. That was a good, fascinating episode. Let us know what you think. Drop your comments in the comment section and on Instagram, YouTube, holla, Spotify. We got some comments.
There you go.
We got it all.
We're going to work on our pitch. You're going to see.
Hey, we're going to work on that.
But in the meantime, thanks again for joining.
Hey, this can't be another, babe. Her appreciate it.
Peace.
Peace.